Hey, my name's Liz and I sell on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari, and I'm back with another thrift haul. We've just got this one big bag today from one of my favorite local thrift stores. It is almost all clothes and one stuffed animal. So let's dive right in. They have every Wednesday it changes the colors of the week. So they have 125%, 150, 175, and I have some of all of that today, plus some regular price items. But we'll start with the non-clothing piece, and it is this, and it is a Jellycat, which I have been looking for at the thrift store. There's a few different, just a couple types of stuffed animals that I pick up. This one is some type of dinosaur. I have a 100% sold sell-through rate of Jellycats. I think I've had 5 or 6, and I don't believe any of them have been in my closet for more than like 36 hours. So this one still has its tag, which is great. It is Davy the Dilophosaurus. So I'm gonna list for like $40. He came in a bag of stuffed animals, but the rest of them weren't anything I wanted. I just saw that, so I grabbed the whole bag. I paid $6 for all of them, but so that's what I will associate his cost with. But I was excited to find that. The dress selection is always amazing at this store. So this one is Free People. It's a pretty basic muslin dress with like half sleeves and then an opening in the back. This one is a medium and I paid $7.50 for it. So I thought that was a pretty good price for Free People, and it's a pretty current piece. Put this tag in such a terrible place, but this is Quince, which I have sold a few times. I don't come across it all that often, but I believe this is probably silk. Yes, this is a medium and a 90% silk piece, and it's a little shirt dress with a belt. So that was a fun find. I paid $5 for this, and I'm guessing that I'll probably get around $30 for that one. I have Universal Standard, which is a clothing brand that has a very wide range of sizes, but they use like an extra large as like their medium. So you have to check their sizing chart. So like this is a medium, but this isn't actually a medium. So I always look up their sizing chart and put a screenshot of it in the listing. And then I use the size on Poshmark as whatever the normal size would be. And then I just, in the description, will say this is a medium by Universal Standard sizing, which is typically an extra large. Please refer to the size chart in the description. So this is like a sweatshirt dress. It has the kangaroo pocket, which in the camera, it looks like there's a stain, but I don't see it in person, so I will have to take a peek at that, but it might just be the lighting. But it's like a sweatshirt material kind of dress, and I paid $4 for that one. We've got some Lily. I've been finding lots and lots of Lily here recently. So this one is like a t-shirt dress with these little ruched sleeves. I'm not familiar with this style, but I think this is from like around 2020, 2022. So pretty current. It's definitely a small size, extra small, but I only paid $6 for this. So I'll look to get like between 30 and 40 on that one. Designer. So I don't know if I've ever sold clothes from here, just shoes, but this is C by Chloe, which is a diffusion line of Chloe, but still quite expensive. And this is a silk dress with these little rosettes on it. And then some little sleeves that are like slightly sheerer than the dress. So really cute style. $10 for this. I don't know what I will list it for. I don't have a ton of experience with that brand, but I figured I would grab it for 10 bucks. I have a couple kids pieces, and this one is the brand BOLO, which is a very expensive kids brand. There's a couple other dresses from this brand that I saw today, but they were cotton and like had some wash wear. But this one is a more like poplin material, so it's like a carousel print with all these animals. And this brand is definitely known for having like loud, graphic, vibrant prints and designs. So I paid $6 for this. This dress probably retailed for like $70 for a kid's dress. This was the only other kids piece I got today, but this is Ganni and Jack, which they usually price up a lot at this thrift store, but it wasn't priced up and it was at 75% off. So it was new with tags, and it still has, I think, the matching bloomers attached to it. And it's this little like formal dress for 18 to 24 months. The gold is sparkly, and I only paid $2 for this, so that was crazy. I was really excited to find that. We've got some Anthro, and this is new with tags, and it retailed for $180, and they had it priced at $20, which is what I paid for it because the orange color wasn't on sale. But they normally price Anthropologie up much more than this, especially for it being new with tags. So I thought this was a really cool piece. It's like overalls. It's embroidered here, and then it has this wide leg. So, and then the back here is open. I just thought these were a really cool piece and worth $20 for them. Size 4, and I am thinking I'll list those for like close to 100. This is actually a top, and I oftentimes don't look at the tops at all. I was kind of just cutting through that aisle because it was busy and that aisle wasn't jam-packed when I was trying to go to a different part of the store. But I find tops boring to look through. There's always just a million from like Loft and Old Navy and, you know, Chico's and stuff. So if I do look through them, I'll just look for like patterns or textures that catch my eye, which is what happened with this as I was walking past. So this is a puff sleeve square neck top, and this is Ganni, which definitely recognize that tag, specifically this style of tag, because the old stuff, they kind of did a huge rebrand, and the old stuff is definitely not as popular as the new stuff. But I only paid $5 for this top. It's a size 36, which I don't remember what that is, like a small or a medium. But I was so excited to find this. I'll list that for probably like $50. But it's a brand that usually brings good attention to my closet. And this piece was in the dresses, but I'm not totally sure if it's a dress or more of a tunic. But this is Soft Surroundings, and it's new without the tag because it still has the extra buttons attached, but it's this linen piece with these colorful little like knot buttons on it with the embroidery. I'm thinking it's like a tunic, but I really liked the piece. I paid $10 for it, which I was fine with since I can list it as new. But it's a medium, and I just thought that was really fun. And I like to pick up some more mature brands when I find like decent pieces. This was the only other Lily I got today. I did have this in my cart last week and ended up putting it back just because it's a kind of older style and I didn't want to pay $10 for it, but it was still here today, so I paid $5 for it. And it's this golden white check dress with the pockets and the v-neck. It's a really pretty piece. It's just from like 2014 or something like that, 2013. So $5 for it though, I am willing to pay, and someone will like that for an event. This one is ALC, another high-end brand to know about. Now I'm guessing this is a slightly older piece just based on the print that like galaxy and stars isn't quite as popular anymore, but I still thought it was worth grabbing for $6. It's like a shirt dress material and 100% silk, so I'll probably only get like 30 to 40 for this, but I like to have higher end brands in my shop when I can. This one is a brand that I have found once before, and it hasn't sold yet, but it's kind of a really weird print, so I figured I'd give this a try. The brand is Kittree, and Jessie Bush, I guess, is probably an influencer or someone that they did a collab with, but this is a really cute black dress with the puff sleeves and a big open back. So I think this style is really popular and like right on trend. So hopefully it does a little better than the last piece I found from them. It's a US 14, so it's a good size too, but it's like a jacquard print. I just thought that was really pretty, and I paid $8 for that one. The tag's gonna be hard to show you based on where they stuck the tag, and it's black on black, but this is Skims. This is a maxi dress, which a year or two ago was insanely popular, so I'm sure there's still some people who like it, but it's like a bodycon shaping dress. And I paid like $9 for it because the yellow was 25% off, but it was consistently going for about 40, so figured I would try that. I've sold some Skims, but I've never had that piece before. Then this is some more new tags. This is Eloquii, which is a plus size brand. Eloquii is good. Eloquii Elements is sold at Walmart, so I don't typically pick that up. But I mostly grabbed this because it was 75% off and new with tags. So I paid like $3 for it, but it's a strapless black cocktail dress with this pretty ruching and the rose on it. I figured this is a classic style, and since it was brand new and only $3, I should definitely make some decent money on it. Probably list that for like 30 or 40. I saw just again walking down an aisle that I wasn't really going all the way through, but this is a Disney Parks Christmas sweater with Stitch on it, and it has like some lights in his hats that light up and it still works. So again, this was 75% off, so I only paid about $3 for it, but obviously out of season, but I have sold a few Disney Christmas sweaters and they've done well, so I figured we'd grab that up for $3. Probably look to get like 25 to 30 there. Then this was 75% off as well, so I paid about $6 for this, and this is Theory, which I pass on 100, 98 out of 100 pieces of Theory, but this is very current and a more like desirable style in my opinion. So it's a midi dress with this like cross back thick strap, and just like a plain black, really nice classic style. I should be able to find like a stock image of it since it's very current, and they usually give the names of Theory pieces. A crossback precision ponte dress. So yeah, and I will probably look to get around $50 for that piece. And then I believe this is the last one. Yes. I paid just under $150 for all of this, I believe. And then this is the last piece. And it's this white dress with lace in like the shape of stars and these little tears. This is Self-Portrait, which definitely recognize that brand if you aren't familiar with it. Size 8. This dress probably retailed for like $400 or so. I've thrifted it once and found one piece at an estate sale, but it is gorgeous. Their stuff is really nice quality. This is a really fun white dress that I will probably list for like $200, and it could potentially pay for this whole haul. So again, a ton of dresses, but that really is like the best stuff that I find at my thrift store, and some great brands today. I have been really lucky with designer pieces lately, so no complaints here, but I'm excited to get these listed. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.